evaluation plans and bringing them more resources for them to be able to be educated on a state basis.
Mm-hmm. Okay, they couldn't hear. They couldn't hear us. Thank you. We got it now, guys. Thank you. Sorry. Well, if you didn't hear us, we're gonna let you know again. She said a lot, and I really want to apologize. We had a mogul queen in the building,
Yes.
Jernica
Yes.
Quinones.
Jernica Quinones, aka the Mogul Queen.
Yeah, see, she got that roll of the tongue. I know.
Yes.
So you could continue, or you could.
Okay. But what I was saying before, since y'all couldn't hear me, what I was saying is that I have an international Mogul Queen consultant agency providing free resources for special needs children. Hey sis, I see her popped up on there. um, so what the aspect of that is that what my now initiative is through my consultant agency is we're going to add the trauma care services into special needs services at school so the children at school can be able to get the same education as every other child and won't be pipelined to prison.
That would be great.
So that's the initiative right there.
So what is the start, the beginning of that? How do you know what I mean? Who do you talk to? What do you?
I don't talk to nobody. I enforce people. It's one thing when you ask it, it's one thing when you demand it. And I'm putting a demand on it because if I ask, I'm not going to get it. So I'm putting a demand on it. So I'm putting a demand that every child, starting with the children in New Jersey, will have trauma care put into the special needs service aspect, and they will get an individual evaluation plan, starting with a questionnaire stating if they are have trauma background. Do they need IEP? Do they need a 504 plan? Where do they fit in at in school to be able to graduate? To continue their education, because then, like we said, on my million one jobs, I am over at the JCC2 down at the Superior Court, and I have a lot of children that basically fall to the educational system and pick up in the juvenile justice system, and then now are in prison. So I needed to find a balance between the two of who I am, and the balance between who I am basically made me start the consultant agency.
Hello, Tamika. Tamika, she says that you're an amazing advocate for our children and our families.
Thank you so much. Yes, so the whole dynamic of it is that a lot of our children are experiencing too much, especially here in the inner city. You know, too much on top of already their mental health falling. Like they already have family mental health crisis going on, and then now they have to have a crisis at school with the educational part. It shouldn't be like that. If education is for all children, then let's put it for all children, even the ones that have trauma and health. Like they don't have to go out, go seek somewhere else or anything like that. And then I also made it an easy plan. Like when I'm gonna put you on my first client. My first client, she was having all this trouble at school because her parent, one of her parents got murdered, and then her mother passed away from colon cancer. So of course she was mentally impaired to even go to school. So the first thing that I had advised the family in my consultant agency was to pull back the child and put her in homeschool services until we can be able to get all of the care that she was going to need in place to start off with, to be able to move her forward to get her the proper education that she needs. So I had to step back, get her out of the school system. The school system was labeling her as a bad child. She had they off the back said she had behavior issues. She didn't have behavior issues. She had a lot of things going on that was trauma wise. She lost two parents, one for murder and one for cancer. How can she be able to engage in learning at that point if she's not even mentally stable? So you have to mentally stabilize a child to be able to educate them. If you can't mentally stabilize a child to educate them, then what are they learning?
Exactly. Clemens Brown says the resources are here, but the funding isn't. Talk about how we can go in circles advocating for the right resource. He says he's tired.
She's tired.
Yeah.
She's tired. You know what? Clemise is such a big supporter of mine. She's a
Mm,
sister of mine. I love her dearly as a sister, and she's also a paralegal, and now in the studies of becoming a lawyer. So pretty soon she'll even be my lawyer on staff. And she, you know what? She really digs into resources and trying to find funding for the children. Really can't find that much funding for the children, or you can find a resource, but you can't find who's the founder or who's the president of it to even be able to ask for the funding for it all. You understand what I'm saying? So,
so it's all just a
um,
big ball of red tape.
right, just a waving a red flag, like on like behind their logo is a red flag because there's nobody behind it. And then once you have someone like, okay, for instance, I do advocacy, but then I work closely with another nonprofit organization in the city of Camden, which is called Saving Grace Ministries. She provides the resources, but out of her own money. There's no grant money coming into her. There's nobody helping her set up to get a grant for her children. There's nobody navigating her so she could
Right.
be able to get their money, the funding to be able to give the children. So she provides trauma facility care to children in the city of Camden for free cost. She's not even getting paid.
That's some crazy.
So,
That's crazy. Let's,
sometimes, of course, or more so, you have people that's going to come in and is going to give the resource for free. We're going to do what we have to do for free because we love the children and we want the children to succeed. That's my whole thing. My whole motivation right now with the consultant agency, I want every child to succeed in education so they won't be pipelined to prison, especially children here in the city of Camden.
So when you first started doing this advocacy, what was your very first feat like? You know, you was going for something. How did you get it?
Well, I started off with the same initiative about children. Everything I do, I have my Rare Jewel nonprofit organization in the city of Camden, raising awareness for traumatic brain injury children related to near drowning. But I am a big advocate and I'm a big liaison, big anything you want me to about children, period. Period. Anything that has to do with children, I take personally because children sometimes they don't have anybody to advocate for them.
Wow.
And no children advocated. Nobody's advocating for the children. Sometimes the parents is already traumatized too. They can't advocate for the children either. If you have a parent that's mentally impaired, then you have children that's mentally impaired. Who is there and who's stable enough to carry on the family?
Or even the whole family, because it's usually a trickle down event.
Remember I told you
Generational.
about the
Yes.
generational trauma.
Yes.
It becomes generational trauma even if it
Because
wasn't, even
nobody's
if it was
helping
environmental.
nobody.
Yes. So I kicked back my own trauma issues. I healed from my own trauma issues to be able to keep on building myself up to keep on giving these resources to the children. I want to give the children a chance. They didn't give me a chance. I had to fight for my chance.
How do you know when you're healed?
How did I know that I'm healed? Because I'm able to do what I'm doing now without with authority. Like, no, like I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to sit home and weep about it. I'm not going to stay indoors like I was before. I'm going to come out. I'm going to step up and I'm going to go to even the top level to the state if I have to, do civil lawsuits if I have to on behalf of the children, just to make sure that they're getting a proper education. So like that, my children won't go over to the juvenile justice system and be labeled something that they were not in the beginning.
So basically, because you had to fight for yourself so much, that gives you the fight to fight for others. And
yes, because I suffered from trauma greatly at a young age. Being shot. By the time I was 2 years old, I was shot. By the time I was, another age, I had witnessed, molestation and rape and everything like that. Too much family issues. That by the time I was a teenager, I became a rebel on the street. I was doing all kind of crazy stuff. Didn't care if I lived to die. You know what I'm saying? I lived to die. Like I didn't care what was going on. And
wow, that's a
strong
strong statement, folks.
Yeah, I dropped out of school. I didn't care. And by the time I went back to try to go back into high school, I was already labeled a behavior issue. So they didn't even let me into school to continue my education. Like they like, no, you dropped out. They won't even want you here no more. So, of course, I started having children and that put a dent on me. because now I'm having children, and by the time I was 18 years old, I caught my first charge.
Mm.
I caught a charge, and I actually was 17, but by the time I went through, it was 18 years old.
Yeah.
So lucky it's sealed now in the juvenile courts and not in the adult courts, because I mean, I don't think that it would have changed the course of who I am today, but it happened, and I got over it. And and I used to say, this is ridiculous. Like, this is if they would have gave me the support that I needed from the beginning, I probably would have already been who I was supposed to be a long time ago.
Right.
Not had to fight for who I became today.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I did.
Okay, Clemise has another statement. She says, CMO is backed up in New Jersey. There are not enough resource homes. There are not enough bids for therapeutic placement. They are sent back into the environment where we have to create our own remedy.
Right.
So that's sort of what she was saying, that you do, Clemente. You know what I mean? Using your own money, to advocate for these children and things like that with no grants.
Right. And going back to what I do in the juvenile courts now, for unaddressed trauma, now we have children running the streets. They ain't got school no more. They mentally impaired. They out of school. They running the streets. And then next thing you know, like the child, I believe he got buried today. No, he got buried actually yesterday. 16 years old, another kid laying down on the grounds. Like,
it's crazy.
He was a juvenile in the juvenile justice system. He's murdered now. No, even when they go into juvenile services, they're not even giving them trauma care services in there.
And they're not safe.
They're not safe. They are safe mentally, so why would they be safe physically?
Not at all.
They was never safe to be before they even got there. They wasn't safe. They wasn't safe in their own mind. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
So that's why I had to start the Mogul Queen Consultant Agency, giving international free special needs resources. And I'm going to say special needs resources because the mental health aspect of trauma care will be included into the special needs hub by the time I'm done with this whole movement that I'm doing. And I said I have 2 paralegals on staff. I have a special needs.
Sorry, I don't know why this
started. It had exactly what I needed to give our home the holiday feels. Cool chairs for extra guests, holiday pillows and decorations.
I have I'm gonna run that back. I have 2 paralegals on hand. I have 1 special needs lawyer on hand. I have me, myself and I. By the way, the website will be up. I'm providing these resources for free, but of course things don't run on free. So I will be accepting donations. Look out for me. I'm on Facebook under Mogul Queen. And I'm on Instagram under rare_jewel313. It's just a sad shame that it had to come to this, and that I had to make it an authority to be done. Like, I had to become someone that I'm pushing. I'm not giving no choices or chances when it comes to the city of Camden. When I go and when I have a child and I put the paperwork in, because I'm also writing up the legal document for them, because anything that's written in statement is a legal document. So I'm writing a legal document stating that this child need to be evaluated and considered to be in, given an IEP or a 504 plan. If that's denied, then I'm moving into doing civil action lawsuits. That's it.
What would be the grounds that they would deny a child of something like that?
What would we need to know? You got to go into the civil courts, a civil court, and show documentation that this child, now I have to show documentation that this child is actually getting or didn't get no help, no resources, starting with a psychologist, a trauma. Sometimes kids need a psychologist. They need a trauma facilitator and a grief counselor.
Y'all ain't never went this deep, okay? So, like,
just to move a child forward in education.
I be around a few children and stuff like that while I raise my kids, grandkids, or whatever. But nowadays, the parents aren't really listening to the kids. They're telling them what to think and what to feel and stuff like that. That's a no-no. Okay? That's a no-no, because that's your red flag right there, lighthouse, whatever you want to call it. When the child speaks, that's coming from the child. You can't speak for them. Mm-hmm. You, in a legal manner, you can speak for a minor, but you can't speak for somebody else's feelings. And that is the same with the child. You need to listen, even if they're not communicating it right. There's something in there that they're trying to tell you.
No, and Jenny, I also want to say that, hear me out. Now, I'm putting that questionnaire in for the school, but the police departments are not off the hook. When a child comes there, because they're adjudicated, before they be adjudicated, I need them to be evaluated on hand, like on site. Soon as they come into the police station, when they about to file them charges, I need them to pull out the questionnaire and start asking the parents questions or asking the child questions.
So any person
they dealing with from the beginning. So when they do be adjudicated and they do go into the juvenile justice system, the first thing that the courts need to do is start providing them resources. That psychologists need to be there at their trial, that trauma facilitator need to be there at that trial, and that grief counselor need to be there at that trial. 3 people need to be there front and center to be helping that child. So when if that child do get incarceration, he is getting rehabilitated at the same time. So when he come out, he will not keep on, or she will not keep on going pipeline to prison over their trauma.
And you know what? You need that. Really, I'm telling you.
You understand what I'm saying?
Not working.
So I have work to do.
You got a lot of work to do.
If you out there and you can help me with that work, or you have a better way that we can do it with the work, then reach out to me. My name is Jernica Quinones. My phone number is 856-895-8915. My email is jq0623@gmail. Or my other email is rareJewelNP@gmail.
And that's right. And if you don't get that, please look us up on Facebook.
Yes.
All you have to do is go to Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook, and you can get this information.
Yes.
Okay. So you can pass that on to your friends and stuff like that. We thank our guests for coming in. We got a few guests in our live studio.
Yes.
We got Tiamo Blakey here.
I got my team supporters in the building.
We have
got
work
the pure
to
romance
do.
queen herself.
It takes a village. That's Tiamo Blakey. That's right. It takes a village.
Yes.
She's right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just the thing, people it just takes time. Somebody got to listen, somebody got to care.
Right.
If you don't listen and nobody cares, we're not going to get the job done. We're going to lose our children. Right. We're going to lose our future.
Our future. And we are already losing our future at a rapid rate. Let me tell you, these children are becoming more mentally impaired the more the pandemic is moving forward. The more the pandemic is moving forward, the more we are having children just altered. Their brains are being very altered right now. Their brains is already
they
sensitive.
They don't know what to think.
But they are very sensitive right now.
They don't know what to think.
I want to protect that at all costs, because what happens today might not happen tomorrow. What you went through today is not going to be the same thing come tomorrow, because that's what kept me going. I'm like, you know what? If I go through this, I'm going to get through this, but it's going to make me a better person. And how can I change it? I went through a lot growing up. Mentally, I was definitely mentally impaired from a young age. Thoughts of suicide, attempts of suicide, all kind of stuff happened to me. But here I am now. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to move forward. How can I change the way I feel? How could I change that? By being the person that I needed. I'm going to be the person I needed when I was growing up.
No, I'm glad.
I healed to become the person that I needed when I was growing up.
I'm glad.
You understand what I'm saying? So now I'm here, and my agency is here, and we have work to do. And yes, it takes a village, but it takes also one person standing up and moving forward. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to move forward. The village will come. the village will come. But if not, as easy as getting trauma health care services put into special needs resources in school. Give them the special needs resources.
I believe they got to have that lean to.
Give them get special needs resources at the juvenile justice system. Get special needs resources down at the police stations. And need to be included at the police stations as well. So, moving forward, I have a couple of announcements. I just want to talk about a couple of people. Like, we do have the Pure Romance Queen in the building, and she provides education to adults and couples. So I wanted to shout her out very fast. And you can find her on Facebook under Tay Amo Blakely, right? I'm gonna make sure I pronounce that right. But her first name is in Spanish, and it says "I love you," so it's Te Amo, Teamo.
It's not letting me go live.
Also, the comedy show.
The comedy show.
Mm-hmm. He said he can't hear it. You can hear it now? Okay. We're going to talk about the comedy show. The comedy show is called Tickle My Funny Bone Comedy Show.
Oh, wow.
So I just always love to highlight people from in the city of Camden because we really are out here working. Some of us out here that's really working, really doing big things, and I just want to shout out, Brian, because he has his comedy show coming up on Saturday, January 29th, 2022 at the Elks Lodge, and is in Ewing, New Jersey. So the special thing about this is that the tickets in advance is $25, but the proceeds are being donated. Hold on, I want to pull this up because I want to say it correctly. The proceeds will be donated to Howard and Health Choice Learning Center.
Where's that at? In Willingboro?
I believe so. So they doing this for a cause. So people in the city of Camden are actually picking up things and they becoming advocates and they becoming things that we needed while we was growing up. So he's actually donating everything to an educational environment.
Right.
I will be posting that up. And then I'll be sharing it to you. I'll send it to you. It's called Tickle My Funny Bone Comedy Show. And if you want to follow him and all of his events that he have coming up on Facebook, he's under Bishop Lewis. So that's BISHOP Lewis LEWIS on Facebook. And on Instagram, he's under Bishop_RM. Follow him. From the city of Camden, doing big things. He has a whole comedy show. He's actually toured all around.
It's a gospel comedy show?
No, it's a regular, just a regular comedy, and he does donate proceeds to different, organizations or places of educational environments. He's a role model. He is definitely a big role model for children. Every time I was on the ICU floors with my daughter, he was on the ICU floors with his daughter for their healthcare, needs. So he's big on advocacy as well. He just does his in a different light than I do. I come straight forward. He give it through comedy,
Right. Well, that's it. Some people do it through music, comedy, however. She's on a cutthroat.
Yeah, I'm cutthroat with it. I'm getting straight to it.
My sound effects don't
he's
work.
He's doing it through comedy. We all in it.
Oh,
so
no.
there you go. So let's bring it back like that. You can put the sound effect on now that you finally got the sound effect together. All right. So we're going back again to the Tickle My Funny Bone Comedy Show, Saturday, January 29th, 2020 at the Elks Lodge in Ewing, New Jersey. I'm going to post up the flyer in a second. You can follow him under Bishop Lewis on Facebook and Bishop_RM on IG. Mr. Comedy Man himself. Also, you know what? While I'm shouting out people, Saving Grace Ministries is going to start up. Now we're going to go back to the serious. They're going to start back their trauma counseling 2 times a month. Let me get myself together.
When's it start?
In January, second week, the second Tuesday and the second Thursday of the month. Yes. Happy New Year.
In the new year.
So
second week of January.
So listen
Saving
to me
Grace
closely
Ministries.
with this one. Because not only am I providing trauma care when it comes to the educational aspect of it all, she's actually taking an initiative to treat the trauma children. The children that have been through all type of trauma. So I'm working through this way and she working through that way.
Wow, that's some powerful.
And we both doing
powerful.
it for free because her and that her nonprofit is a 501c3.
Oh, okay.
So we definitely need to have the people come in and come in and assist.
Not that big.
You know, come in and assist, give her the resources, give her the grant money, give her the monetary things that she needs to keep on moving forward with the children. She just had a whole a Christmas retreat. She took the kids to Discovery for a Christmas retreat where she had the children wake up on Christmas on like a Christmas morning with all kids that had been through trauma.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So and then she also gained donations, but she serviced, I believe, 300 children. She gave 300 children Christmas gifts.
Wow.
So if 300 children, because that not only does she take care of the actual child, she take care of the siblings as well. So if the actual child or the family members is all involved, 300 children, that's 300 people that have been through trauma.
It's way more than that, though.
It's way more than that, but we talking about right off the back 300 people.
300. Bringing the trauma people with them. That's what I'm talking about.
Some of the children that we have service are even deceased, you know, from trauma.
And not even that. You know what? When children, when they find something out, they tell. Mm-hmm. And they like to share it. So if the child is getting help and is learning something, he can help somebody else. Mm-hmm. He can help somebody else. Because, I mean, you certainly came in here and you helped us. You told mm-hmm. us, you know, the different levels of trauma. You helped us.
Right.
You know what I mean? We didn't know nothing about generational trauma and all that stuff. We didn't know anything about it. You know, we just thought it was all, you know, actually, we didn't even know we were traumatized.
Right.
We didn't even know.
Right. That's exactly how all y'all faces look, too.
Yeah, we're like, I'm in trauma. Oh, my God. You know what I mean? Like, but we had different ways of dealing with things. You know what I mean? So I knew I was in trauma.
You know what I mean? And every child, every person probably does suffer from trauma at some point in time. Like they will suffer from trauma at some point in time, but it's short term and it's some long term.
Right.
And it's some that is basically like infinite, like it just
never goes away.
No matter what you say, no matter what you do, you know, you get into a little car accident and then you a little traumatized from it. Yeah. You might not drive for a little while, but then all of a sudden,
every little thing,
you're like, all right, I'll get over it and I'll drive. But then there's some people that like no long lasting effects. Mm-hmm. And the younger they are, the longer the effects are before they even get treated.
Right.
The longer the effects are before they even get treated. You got to remember that too. If you suffer from trauma early, and the longer they go untreated, the more it is to rehabilitate.
Yeah.
When I sat there and went through my own trauma, and I went into trauma therapy, you know, I went to PTSD therapy. There we go. It took me a long time to first accept that I was, I had PTSD. Then it took me a while to go through treatment. Why? Because by this time now, as an adult, I done suffered so much trauma. Some days I didn't even know what was triggering me more than the next.
You think?
You know, like I didn't know what was triggering me more than the next thing because it was so untreated. And you know, I say this to say, like, kids, guess what? Anything that's negative around you, erase it. If somebody says something negative to you, walk away. If somebody come to you want to have a negative conversation, walk away. Yo, the brain is so sensitive right now through the pandemic. You don't even have time to talk about something negative as children.
Yeah.
As children, for real, for real. The other day, there was a big scare here in the city of Camden because a child said on a wall that they was going to bring a gun to school. You know how many children bring guns to school on a daily basis out here in the city of Camden?
Yeah, but they said
they ain't never write it on the wall. I guess if they write it on the wall, no, they is a scare.
They put it on TikTok and they said it was a national shoot up your school day.
Yeah, and then the child had wrote it here. It was nationally. Yeah, but why was we frightened here in the city of Camden?
Because it happens.
It every day. That's what I'm saying. Here in the city of Camden, we have unaddressed trauma kids walking around here with guns every single day.
Yeah, but nobody's blatantly telling you that
they ain't going on TikTok. Of course they not. Why would they go on TikTok to say it?
They're not going on TikTok because trauma,
they ain't
black
stupid.
folks. Black folks don't go on TikTok and say that mess.
Listen, but the kid went on ahead and he wrote it on the wall. I get that. He wrote it on the wall in school. And it was already supposed to be National Shoot Up the School Day. I got that part on
That's
TikTok.
Crazy.
You know, but my whole thing was y'all was shaking for that. And then I actually took the time out. See, to me, I'm watching and I'm aware. So now I took the time out to go by all the schools to see how they was approaching this situation.
Oh, wow.
You doing right out there.
That?
I'm a big
How many of us did that? I made a couple phone calls and said, keep your kid home today. That's what I said. Just be safe. That's what I did.
I said was
she went out to these schools.
What I said
she got balls up there.
Keep them home. If you feel in your heart that your child is not safe at school, keep them home.
I just want my child
but for real, it need to be
missing one day.
But then they found, I think at veteran school, a child did come to school with a gun. Well, that same school probably had that gun on the outside this whole time. But since they said he was going to shoot in the school, he took the gun with him in the school. Now but he wasn't the shooter. He just wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to be shot.
That's
crazy. You know why? Because he probably already grew up with trauma. Probably saw somebody get shot already. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sensitive minds do things that aren't sensitive to children. And that's what it comes down to. But I just thought that was like, all right, so I'm going to go back to me driving around. So I drove around. They had police officers inside the car, you know, surrounding the schools and stuff. So, okay, we do have police officers available. But for one day? Like, we only going to do police officers one day?
Don't they have police officers?
No.
Like each school? They don't have them.
No, and some charter schools don't even have security guards in there because they feel like it gives their school a bad look.
That don't make sense.
They don't make sense, but I guess it you know, it gives the school a bad look. I get that. You know, you want your school to look up the par. You want it to look a certain way. You want it to represent a certain way, but you ain't got children. You're not representing the children in a certain way. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could talk about all different kind of schools here in the city of Camden and they need to be fixed up. And certainly, and I'm talking about because teachers are advocates. They're supposed to be advocates. Children are mandated reporters. That's what they're supposed to be. But you know what I found? I realized is that the teachers run to be mandated reporters before they be advocates.
They just in there for the paycheck.
And then they don't realize that when they bringing in more trauma into the house. Because that's not what the child needs. The child didn't. Some children don't need BC and PMP. Because they, you know what, one principal said that they provide the biggest resources in the entire world. So I said, oh, do they? You know me, I'm a resource girl. I'm a resource. What I will call resources. I asked a DC and PP worker. I said, listen, what kind of resources y'all provide for special needs children? Googled some. special needs resources. They had not many. So I'm like, well, I thought y'all was supposed to be the special
biggest in the world.
Yeah, the biggest resources provided in the world. Well, unfortunately, everybody that works at DCP&P ain't even a social worker, an actual social worker that went to school for college. But you didn't hear that from me. But I'm telling you that half of them didn't even go to school to be a social worker. Some of them are just employed because they accept the lower pay.
That's what it is.
So because they accept the lower pay and they just could be an employee, they're going around taking people's children. They might not even need it to be removed. And then the children that needed to be removed can't even be found. Why they can't be found? Because somebody already removed them and misplaced them in another state, in another city, in another town with other foster parents. They don't even know where they are.
It's time for a song.
It's
this is crazy. But you need to take me. I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Back with a banger.
Back with a banger. And then I guess you can go into your cash apps.
Yeah, then we can do that. We're going to do a prize. Let me put this up here so they know what's going on.
What's this?
We coming home, stepping over new stepping stones to a better home. We're looking forward, shit, I see the throne. I'm in the zone, concentration, consent the game deflating. But they giving new life, roll the dice, you relating. No striking out in the night.
Y'all like something to drink or anything?
Better things I need that surely convincing. I'm tired of
snacks, help yourself. I'm gonna get me
standing up for our freedom, you dig it, boy, your fists and praise it to the sky for what you believe in. We on the brink, on the edge, ready to jump and leap because we running the civil war. We want peace, thinking clear with aim, ready for dire change. Always getting the short stick, taking all the blame. So that's what my people go through, always dead in their head. Back to the drum board, create a monster in the lab. With my people, my righteous people that's fighting back, taking matters to their own hands to avoid a trap. Government access, our certain race and made it occupation. A nation created with dominance is the law of nature. With my people, my righteous people that's fighting back, taking matters to their own hands to avoid a trap. Government access, our certain race and made it occupation. A nation created with dominance is the law of nature. If looks get killed, price strike a deal. I have to hit him, take him out, kill a nigga all for nothing. Like Ian Mattel, giving for money and marijuana and prima donnas. With crazy liquor like addict, persona. That come from drugs, alcohol, and street drama. Government pushing to the point I want to cause terror. That's what they call it in there. I call it being rebellious. Cops killing my black life like it don't matter. Leaving families all broken like glass and shatter. Claim to be scared when they supposed to be tricked, but it's matter. This just not a religion, sir. It's a cold disaster. Let's get them marching and changing laws to break the cycle. Hating us for so fucking long, it might come back to bite you. What you think gonna happen when you shot me in the corner? They gon' get the fight and strike back without no warning. With my people, my righteous people that's fighting back, taking matters to their own hands to avoid a trap. Government access, our certain race and made it occupation. A nation created with dominance is the law of nature. With my people, my righteous people that's fighting back, taking matters to their own hands to avoid a trap. Government access, our certain race and made it occupation. A nation created with dominance is the law of nature. I don't blame y'all, I blame the government for setting the trap, leaving us dead and die. They say they helping and help, there's no helping at all. Crime on the streets is still crime. No broken families and financial hardship. This should be a tax write-off. The family members in jail, so they can get it cut up. That's 30,000. Y'all make it, yeah. I'm so sincere. And for the record, I started this war. You can't win it. You should have had a big joint, and maybe you did. Covered the stench, blinded our eyes, and focused with the crack in the 80s. I heard you buy the ton, distribute it out by the straw man with a fake name and fake claims. Y'all niggas lame. We bout money and business and business to make deals. We feed our families and families look for us, depend on us. We see the light, but you make it do us.
The ticket for she got over her side.
Put people through against the walls. Snitches and money and bills. Y'all built this empire that wouldn't fall. Only to fall in the ghetto and put his sister forever having jobs. It's that like it's called tickets. Now that shit crazy ribbon and our babies living. What the fuck is going on? I'm about to change the gimmick. With my people, my righteous people that's fighting back, taking matters to their own hands to avoid a trap. Government access, our certain race and made it occupation. A nation created with dominance is the law of nature. With my people, my righteous people that's fighting back, nation.
All right. Pardon me. That was Papers and his manipulated system. Nice. Huh?
Manipulated system. That's what you call it.
Manipulated system. That was that. Yes. So it's that time. It's that time. We're about to do our drawing.
Yeah.
So if you commented online, this is for our online viewers. If you commented, you have a chance to win a prize. It's a random Cash App prize. Once the name is drawn, you have 30 minutes to comment your cash tag so I can send you the money. If not, she wants to know how much it is. It's only $10. It's $10. I'm not rich. It's $10. This is good for a cup of coffee or a hamburger.
That's a meal right
That's
there.
a meal.
Quick meal.
That's a quick meal. Just a quick gift. Whatever you got to do. So the system is going to automatically draw it. I'm not going to pick the winner. So if you left a comment, you got about 2 seconds to leave another comment. If you didn't leave a comment and you're watching and you didn't comment, now's your time. Seriously, now's your time. You better comment. All right. While I'm figuring this out.
Why are you figuring it out?
Huh?
You said why you figuring it out?
Yep. Because last time I didn't put it on the screen. So this is what we do. There's the screen, right? Let me go. Do I go full screen? Okay. All right. You all ready? Let's see who wins. You got to watch the screen up there. And is it working? I can't go. We got 7 people entered. I hit draw and it's not moving. What's happening? I hit it. It's supposed to draw. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. I hit draw. It's not drawing the thing.
Everything was slow.
Oh my goodness. Maybe because I have it on the screen. That's okay. Let's try it like this. Boom. Okay, guys, it's not happening. And I don't know why.
Where your little thing is like that?
There it is. There we go. There we go. There we go. Who's our winner? Who's our winner? Oh, Lassiter!
I just knew. It just kept on showing Tam. I said it's gonna be Tam.
It's Earl Lassiter.
Okay,
Lassiter. Put your cash app up. Earl, put your cash app up. All right. So our winner today is Earl Lassiter. You have 30 minutes to put up your cash tag. Even though I know it. I'm an A&R for Earl Lassiter, who is the lead vocalist for the Intruders, the legendary Intruders. So that's my client and my good friend. But he better put his cash tag up, because if he don't, he ain't getting the money. You still watching? All right, so we're back. We're back. Earl Lassiter was the winner. We're going to remove that. And it's back to us. All right. So in 30 minutes or less, we're going to go back and see if Earl put his cash tag up. And we're going to send off the prize. Now, we have another drawing, which I never even put the tickets in the thing because I'm doing too much. But I got them right here. We got 4 people. You know what?
By the way, she having live. Like you can be a live guest,
live studio,
a live studio audience. You get a ticket to be in a live studio audience. You're on the red carpet.
It's free to come without a ticket.
The
ticket only guarantees you a
on
seat.
a live podcast.
So, like, if we're in here, we have limited seats. Everybody else got to stand around. Or out there, we have VIP. So these tickets are going to cover like the VIP section.
Yeah. So come on in. Come on in.
So
I'm gonna keep on coming back with a mogul moment while Jenny is shaking the tickets.
I'm gonna tell them a little bit more about the free entry. These are guest seating passes, so we have limited seating. So each person who schedules an interview with me, I give them 5 tickets for their guests, or their guests will be VIP and have guaranteed seats.
Right.
Walk-in is anytime free. Excuse me, dropping them all over the floor. Walk-in is anytime.
Mm-hmm.
It's always free to come to be in the live studio on audience and win cash and prizes. So we're gonna shake it up and we're gonna let the Mogul Queen pick this winner for this gift card that's outside in the car. I'm gonna get it for you.
Okay. Let me see.
Check your numbers. Get your tickets out. You might win.
Let's see. The last 3 numbers is 6, 4, 2.
Who got it? Who got it? You have it? You have it? Okay, you're the winner. So I will get you that gift card as soon as I can get out there to the car. You have to prove your ticket. No, you don't. We trust you. We trust you. Let me guess.
My sister.
Yes, we have live guests in the studio. Y'all don't believe us? They don't want to be on the camera.
Yeah, she don't want to be on the camera, but I'm still saying her name.
All right. Yay. So we got the winner. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the Cash App winner. Thank you to the guests that are here today. Well, my special guest that came in today.
Y'all leaving? Oh, okay. Did you get a cupcake? Can you take one with you? Can you take one with you? Yeah, I want you to. Wrap it up. Wrap them up. There goes some paper towel. I got a bag too. Give me 1 sec. Let me take it. I don't want to interrupt the show. No, you're not interrupting the show. We do what we want to do. So, because we doing the show, but we take care of people. That's what we do.
It's like a live everything. You talk a little, you do a little, run a little, come back a little. It's everything a little bit everything. A little bit everything.
Okay. Chill, man. Look what I did. You guys, this is my card and my number. Whatever you want to do, anything, what I could just call. I'll do the podcast on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but we also have other podcasts. Nice. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming.
See y'all later.
For coming. So we played that Backwitabanger. It's a lot. So I was telling y'all that Lassiter, the winner, we're gonna play one of his tracks because he is a solo artist as well as the lead of the legendary Intruders. And if y'all don't know who the Intruders are, that's I Always Love My Mama that y'all hear on Valentine's Day. So he did this one, and it's a remake of Billy Ocean's Nights Feel Like Getting Down. And he also has some of his own track. Come on in. Is that Goldie? Hey. How are you? Standing out there. but
You hear me? You got to do what you got to do again.
Gift card she wanted. I gotta go outside and get it.
It's for living. All I have it all. Gonna check out what's happening.
I'm about to fix the game. Watch this.
Gonna step out of the shadow. Step into a room. Gonna put out this fire. And there's no time to lose. I'm heading for the city light. Yes, where the crews are right. Going to a place I know where the party people go. One of those nights feel like it is down. It's just one of those nights. One of those nights feel like it is down. It's just one of those nights. One of those nights feel like it is down. It's just one of those nights. One of those nights feel like it is down. Very city lights showing me the way. Take me to the heart. Gonna bring all night to the break of day. So you dance and shout. You know you just can't lose. You should be dancing.
Now she's
I'm heading for the city light. Dance where the mood's alright. Going to a place I know where the party people go. One of those nights feel like it is down. It's just one of those nights. One of those nights feel like it is down. It's just one of those nights. One of those nights feel like it is down. It's just one of those nights. One of those nights feel like it is down. It's just one of those nights. One of those nights feel like it is down. It's just one of those nights.
Oh yeah, that was great. It's one
Just
of those
one of those
nights.
nights.
Feel like getting there. I'm in the video.
Oh,
I'm in
yeah?
the video.
I need to go in there and two-step.
That thing is hot. We was
I
like,
can dance,
when
Earl.
the night, when it feel like getting
Yeah,
down,
that hook is there. One of those nights.
down. That's
I'ma
how
go
we
home
had
and
to
keep
do
on
it.
talking about some one
It
of
was
those
hot.
nights.
Yeah.
My sister already know I be joking around
That's
so much.
Uncle
So
Jeff
everything now,
looking
from
at
now to the night, through the night, is one of those nights.
Yeah. So Earl Lassiter was our winner. So and I just guess I played one of his songs, you know. But so we're back with Mogul Queen Jernica Quinones. Okay, we're back, and we got some visitors in the building. More visitors. How I do that? Come in the building. We get ready. What she do, Doc? Goldie's in the building.
Goldie!
Goldie's in the building. That's MME Entertainment. That's right, MME Entertainment. She manages. You manage it, right? What? You don't? Oh, well, tell them what you do. She don't do
I'm a
much.
supporter. I'm
Yes.
a fan. I love supporting. I'm getting back doing my clothes and my shoes. So
Hair.
just rebuilding everything back up.
Oh,
Yes.
all right. I thought you was a music manager. Much as her hands is in there, just yes, she does the job. I know she do. It's no way that you don't do that job.
I just give good advice.
There you go. So that means she's paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're glad to have you in on our
Yes.
live studio audience. You know, we trying to build this thing as well, you know, to have people in. So, you know, so when we have guests, we want our guests to not only have our online viewers, but our in-house viewers, bring their guests, treat them special, and sort of move on to more of like a TV setting. You know what I mean? We want to get there. I know I'll never be a Wendy Williams or a Nick Cannon or whatever, but you know, Jay Leno, huh?
Right. You might be a Wendy Williams or Nick Cannon in the making.
Maybe, but I want to have fun trying.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we play games, we giving gifts, you know, cash and prizes. We want to have live entertainment and, you know, all types of crafts, events, whatever it is. We want to just expose it and put it on the red carpet and, you know, just make it easier. Make it easier for the entrepreneur. So
Right.
that's the things that, you know, we're doing over here. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of space here. And, you know, we're doing this. You know, the seating is free. The coming is free. These tickets are for reserved seating. So these are for you. You can pass them out. And for anybody that you want to give them to, tell them to come, you know, say, listen, I'm sliding over to the podcast. Here, I got a ticket for you. Come on. Make sure you get a seat. You know what I mean? When we're out there, you know, we got the sofa area that's going to be mapped off for people with these red tickets. You know what I mean? That to be treated even more special than the guests, the way we always treat our guests. You know, we're going to treat that guest seating a little better, but guaranteed. So if we get big, you better have a red ticket. If we get big, you better have a red ticket. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Ain't no if, it's when.
When, that's right. Speak that into existence. When we get big, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We down here. We have a little snacks, you know. On Thursday, we won't be having a comfort level podcast because on Thursday, we'll be having the Dare Academy holiday event. Okay, so make sure you're down here. Believe it starts at 7 p.m.
Yes, giving a lot away, a lot of prizes, a lot of prizes. As a matter of fact, right now, if you go on there, right, they got hashtags for different prizes that you could text and win.
Yep, you better get on there. WCMDmediagroup.com.
Yes.
Go on there. I'm telling you right now to give it up. And we got the free Wi-Fi going on. Don't forget about the free Wi-Fi. Don't forget that I'm hiring. If you want to be an advocate or a representative for Access Telecom or whatever, what's it called? Whatever. COVID testing. We're doing COVID testing. All of the 9, okay? Give us a call. We're going to pull up to your crib and test you for COVID. How about that? And it don't cost you nothing. How about that? Free Wi-Fi.
This a pull up and COVID testing.
Pull up. It's the COVID testing. That's right. And we're hiring. If you want to hire.
So how
that's
long
right.
before the results are back?
It's a rapid test.
They rapid testing you at your home, people.
At your home, people.
At your leisure and COVID convenience.
Let me see. I posted up. I'm not. I haven't signed up yet.
So what she's saying is that
my affiliates.
If you have any symptoms or you need to be tested for the COVID, you are to contact somebody's going to be on the team, and they're going to come out and do COVID testing. Okay, here it goes right here. Definite cares, because caring is the only option. COVID-19 testing, free non-invasive saliva test.
We're going everywhere.
Businesses, schools, religious organizations, and more will come to you. Test your entire staff.
Tell your church,
etc. Free of charge, no insurance necessary. 24-hour results.
24 hours.
We will come to you weekly or train your staff to conduct the test for your team. No need to shut down to stay
nothing.
safe.
We're not shutting down nothing. How y'all doing?
It's right here. Definite Cares are now providing door-to-door service for COVID-19 non-invasive saliva testing, and you get the results in 24 hours.
Put it in your mouth.
So if you're sick and you don't want to go into the hospital, or you are not
I had the nose thing. You can't see it though.
Tested. You can literally call them up and they'll come to your home and test you, and you'll get the results in 24 hours.
That's what's up, right?
It's the new way. This is the new way.
No, this is the new plug. Okay, we trying to survive. I'm the new plug.
Yeah, this is definitely.
We trying to survive. we trying to survive.
Yes.
Janika's the plug. I'm the plug. We got a few plugs up in here.
Right. Right. We can plug you at that. Jen. If we plugging you, we got somebody else that can plug you. So we started off with that. COVID-19 testing, door to door. They're going to come to your door, test you, and you get the results back in 24 hours.
24 hours. You think I'm playing?
That's scary.
You think I'm playing?
Definite Cares.
Definite Cares.
So if you go on Definite Cares, you could actually sign up already, right? That's already in.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You could go to definitecares@gmail.com.
Hold on, I didn't even say that part right here. I didn't even read that part.
The phone number.
It
That's
said
my
give
boss.
us a call or email us at 215-804-9520. Or you can email Definite Cares at DEFINITECARES@gmail.com. So not only can you can email them, you can call them or email them. So if you have COVID or you have a lot of symptoms of COVID and you can't make that call, you can make an email. Somebody in your house can email and they can come out to your house and test you and get you back the results in 24 hours.
If you need a job and you want a COVID test, people,
right?
Let us know at that same number, that same email, and we can get you set up. It's going
to be in Philly too.
We can get you set up, and you can set your own hours, and maybe you might want to set up your organization, and be the front runner for that.
Yep.
So either way, just let us know what you want to do.
Yes.
If you want to issue free Wi-Fi along with the tablets, let us know. We're hiring for that as well. Okay, yes. So
Also, how can they get a free tablet? They giving out tablets with free Wi-Fi for 1 year.
I have them.
She has them on hand
right now
here at WCMD.
You can also inbox me on that page that you're on.
The tablet's $10, right? $11. $11. For $11, you're getting a tablet with free Wi-Fi for 1 year.
Comes with the case.
Comes with a case.
Yeah.
It's low
you
income,
didn't get one?
But it goes all the way up to $100,000. So if you make $100,000 or less, well, $999, $1,000 or less, you qualify for the tablet.
You know
$11, and you're gonna walk away.
That's
with
what
the
they
tablet.
said. 99K is 135%.
I have the tablet.
And
let me tell you something.
Meridian.
I'll go ahead and I'll hook it up. I'm anywhere. I'm hooking up the tablet, and I'm good to roll. I should have brought the tablet.
One
today
thing I
and
found
had it
out.
live over the
One thing I
tablet today.
found out because I have one. This is not it, but they're similar to this.
Mhm.
They're similar to this. This is mine, so
Yes.
I already used it. But I have the tablet and I didn't use it, so it's just like the Obama phone. If you don't use it in the month, you lose it because you get your data every month.
Yeah.
They cut mine off. They've been calling me for like a week and a half, and I finally got them today. Finally got them today. They're gonna turn my tablet back
so
on.
y'all hear that,
Yes, so they will stay in contact with you if you don't, run your YouTube or something on your tablet at least once a month. If you're not using it that much.
With free internet
So now I got to run it, huh?
And it's good internet because I have it and definitely doesn't slow down or nothing.
It don't. They're powered by T-Mobile. We do get different brands of them. So right now we have the blue phone one again.
Okay. So
and then we have
we just talked about you just catching on. We just talked about the COVID-19 testing and how they now about to come with an initiative to do door-to-door services, giving you the COVID testing at your home. And
Jamel, you won last week. Jamel, you won last week.
So if you rewind my live after I log off, you can be able to get that information.
Jamel won.
Now she's talking about the free Wi-Fi with a tablet for $11. Listen, you can give it to your children for Christmas. That's an $11 gift with free Wi-Fi for a year. I'm just saying. Government funded free Wi-Fi for a whole year, and I have it myself. If you qualify, if you make $999,000 or less, you can get the tablet. And now a lot of us qualify here in the city of Camden for it. So come on down with your $11 and your proof of identity.
That's my phone number. That's my phone number.
Oh yeah, or if you watch it through WCMD right now, you can go ahead and you can call, or I can give you the call right now for the to set up to get that tablet. It's 856-883-2565.
Just call that number. Set up appointment.
And you can, or if you come down to WCMD, she has them on her right now.
And if you bring 4 people, yours is free.
So if you and 3 other people come down, it's gonna be $11 for them, but for you for free. And they got
you can't beat that at all. You can't beat that at all.
What is it? Come with the case. It come with a case.
Come with everything.
Get the tablet and free Wi-Fi for $11. No tax.
Comes with everything.
Comes with everything you want to need to go ahead and log on to YouTube and surf the internet, whatever else you do on there.
Well, the reason why they did it, is because there's a lot of people that are homeless. People are living with people, stuff like that. You don't have your own stuff, and then their stuff also has limitations. So, with the COVID and this Omicron
and the Delta.
Yeah,
the new variants.
With all the new variants and stuff, we don't know if we're going to be in or not. So, people aren't going to doctor's appointments. Doctors have that online call,
Right, doing web...
the Zoom seminars, all kinds of stuff. Just, actually, it's really good, too, for the elderly, because they need to learn the internet, and they need to be kept company.
Yep.
Give them something to do. I don't care if they play Sudoku all day on it.
Right.
Just give them something to do. They're watching TV and cooking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I'm home, that's what I'm doing. I'm watching TV and cooking.
Absolutely.
Yeah, unless I'm on the internet. That's it. You're watching TV, you cooking, or you on the internet. What else are you doing when you're home? I mean, when I say cooking, I mean household chores.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be more to life.
I do a lot of like educational studies online. Like
I
when I
do
have it.
too. I
Mm-hmm.
do too, but I also had that affiliated
Well, I go on
marketing or
YouTube and I start playing
marketing.
songs.
I can't even
Listen, you
do
can
that. I can't
FaceTime on
even do that
there.
with so much.
All the apps through the Play Store. You available to all the apps through the Play Store.
I don't even do that so much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna run it back and all the initiatives that I got going on.
Yes. Let us know. Let me get this out of my face. There you go.
All right.
All right.
So let me move it over for the people that's on my private Facebook.
The guy put his gas tag up, but when he went,
Oh, okay.
He had one last week. That's not.
Oh.
Ambassador though.
All right. As y'all know, I'm Jernica Quinones, aka the Mogul Queen, coming through. Another time, another moment with a mogul moment. I'm coming through with a mogul moment for you guys, running back resources for the Mogul Queen Consultant Agency that's providing international resources for special needs children, and that's including trauma care for children in all states that go to school. If you're eligible to go to school and you have a child or children that you know that are going through some type of behavioral issues at school and they need trauma care, but you don't know how to get them trauma care or how to be able to start the conversation with their parents if they need trauma care services, please reach out to me. I am Jernica Quinones. My phone number is 856-895-8915. And you can reach me on my email at jq0623@gmail.com. Please leave a subject on what you want to talk about or the things that you would like to be consulted on. I also include the IEP and 504 plans for children for them to be amended in school so they could be able to move forward, getting the mental health services aspect included into school, whether that's getting put on home instruction until services are in place for them to move forward, or needing to move them over into a more I want to say a more laid back environment. With that, I am also available. And then I'm also over at the JCC, just trying to bring an initiative to give in a questionnaire for trauma care services to be included at the police station. We want it at the police station to be included, and then to moving forward, the children, if they do have any trauma background at the police station, I want them to be questioned under the trauma care. I want the trauma care services to be in place from the moment that they be charged and adjudicated through the juvenile justice system moving forward. Like from the moment from the moment they come in contact with the police station and the police department, they are to be questioned about their any trauma care, trauma background. They had any trauma background, then but before they move forward, the trauma resources part need to be called in and given to the child.
It's really putting this stuff in place.
So when the child be adjudicated, if they go into the incarceration, that they're getting the services while they're incarcerated. If they getting home or putting home, on a bracelet, and they have to go home on a bracelet, then the trauma services is being brought out there. And it's a 3-part. I'm not just saying just a trauma facilitator. I'm talking about a psychologist, a trauma facilitator, and a grieving counselor. Because sometimes it takes that many people to rehabilitate one children's mind. So I'm saying bringing all 3 of them from the very beginning, so like that we can rehabilitate the child, and I will not see a long effect of it going pipeline to prison. So let's start there. And that's the initiative of it all. Of course, my agency is called Mogul Queen Consultant Agency, providing international. So this is not only going to be happening here, Jenny, in the city of Camden, and not even in New Jersey. I'm going global with it. I'm changing it all around globally, because not only here in the city of Camden, kids get incarcerated or kids dropping out of school for trauma services. It's happening all around the world. So I'm going all around.
What's the website?
January, my calendar is already packed up all the way into April. Like I have already traveling dates going all the way up to April, Jenny. This is just not going to be here. You're going to be hearing more about it. You're going to be hearing more of the consultant agency. You're going to be hearing more laws now. This should be going into a law effect. It need to be changed, worldwide. That the trauma care should be included into special needs services at the schools.
This is deep. Y'all can't see my mouth. Wow.
Yeah. It's one of those situations that, some
it
people
is.
sit back.
It's like, it's far more than I really expected. You know what I mean? Somebody has to take that big step. That's a big step, a big leap for these kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just to hold these people accountable like that. With you got it all laid out. You know what I mean? That it should flow a certain way. You know what I mean? I know when you get locked up, you walk in the police station, it's procedure.
Right. So the procedures, even when they out on a scene, they can start it while they out on a scene. You know what I'm saying? Some parents have been dying to get help for their children, but they didn't know which way to turn to get it. So, some parents come up to the police station, first thing they say is, my child's been in trouble, at home. I'm having trouble with my child at home. I'm having trouble with this ever since
it
their
just
parent got
happened
murdered.
last year in
Or
Philly
ever
where
since
the
their
lady,
grandmom got, deceased.
the lady called the cops for her son was wilding out, and they came out there and they shot him. She told him that he was having mental issues. Yeah, exactly. And they went up there and they shot him.
And you know what? Because that's why I'm changing the family dynamics of it all, and I'm changing the whole atmosphere of it all. Because she called stating that this child was basically in distress and a grievance. Mentally impairment is a mental impairment. Let's just put it under mental impairment. Right. The child was mentally impaired. From that moment forward, it should have been a different task force coming in.
Exactly. It's not the same people.
Say come down to the police
station. There's trained people that
Whatever
know what they
doing. That were put on
pisses me off.
A child is not charged; they're actually adjudicated. So whatever was the allegations that made him adjudicated to be eligible to go into the juvenile justice system, then the reform should be already in place as well. For this child is already mentally impaired. We already know he was mentally impaired. The mother said she already had trouble with this child. So let's provide him the resources for him to be reformed. I have a child sitting up there doing juvenile life, doing 5 years. No resources is in place for him. He's mentally impaired, been mentally impaired since a child. The dad sat there and basically shot the mother and then shot himself. He died, the mother lived. But then he solely blamed the mother, like what you did to my dad to make him want to kill you and him. Forget the fact that the dad did all that,
on because of what the mind tells
Exactly. So now the mind is altered. The mind is impaired. So now he's running rampant, trying to erase those thoughts out of his mind. The school did not help him. The school was the one who actually got the cops called on him. Then when he went down to the police station ignored that this child was going through trauma and was mentally impaired. Then when he went over into the court system labeled him as troubled and adjudicated him. And now he's sitting in jail doing 5 years in prison with no resources, no trauma facilitator, no grieving counselor, no psychologist. Nobody has evaluated this child.
And he keeps telling himself, I'm in here because I'm bad. I'll never be better. I ain't worth nothing. That's the type of stuff that their mind is telling them. Right. You know what I mean?
So when you send on both aspects.
And they don't change. They don't get no help. They don't get no better.
They don't get no help in their pipeline to prison. So then now they didn't get no help in the juvenile justice system. Now he's doing 5 years. By the time he come home, he's 19. He's still mentally unstable. Now he has increased mental impairment because he's been sitting there for 5 years. Then now what? Back to the beginning again. He's just gonna keep on going back to the beginning again. So that's why I had to sit back, because I'm coming in from this way and I'm coming in from this way, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna just start a consulting agency, and I'm gonna change it from this way to fit this need, and I'm gonna fit this need to fit this need. If I could fix the educational system to put the mental health service of trauma care into the special needs resource, then I won't have to worry about seeing them at the juvenile justice system needing the same resources that they needed from the very beginning while they was needing to be educated. If every child is eligible to get free education in America, then why are we not sitting there adjusting it for them to get the free education? Why are we making it harder on every child? The education is free, but they still got lives at home that they have to attend to. You understand? Like, they still have a life that they have to attend to at home, which may not be nothing at all that they going home to at the end of the day. You don't know that part. So let's start off with the questionnaire. What's going on at home? Let's do the family dynamics of what's going on at home. If they even have a home. They have a home. Some of them don't even have a home. Some of them living with family member to family member to family member. But since they're mentally impaired, the family members cannot even uphold taking care of them.
That's because the family doesn't know what to do.
Exactly. So then now here I am, Mogul Queen, stepping up, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you do. You get the services in place. And if you don't know how to get the services in place because you're so drawn out of being tired on the same living scale as the other one, then I'm here to tell you it's going to be just like this. We're going to start off with the questionnaire. We're going to start off with going into the schools where they were supposed to be advocating for this child at from the beginning. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to show them this questionnaire where the child needed to be placed. Then I'm going to have a legal documentation stating that I want this child to be evaluated for an IEP or 504 plan. You know what's the funny part is? They be like, well, they don't need an IEP. I know that because you're talking about education, and some of them are very smart, and some of them could go to school, and some of them get straight A's but still be bad, as y'all label them bad, right? So then go ahead and put a 504 plan in place. Why you ain't put a 504 plan in place? You knew that, but because you didn't, but it's still not a documentation. It's not documented. It didn't happen.
Right.
And another thing parents need to know is every time your child gets suspended, that is messing up their school record. So by the time the kid gets basically rehabilitated, if they do rehabilitate early enough, then by the time they want to go to college, no colleges is going to accept them. Their scholarships is taken away. Everything is not eligible to them because of these suspensions. And it happens more to inner city community children than it happens to children
and most
outside.
Most of them are getting more expelled than suspended.
Exactly. Send them out to the streets. Let the streets raise them. That's what they say. They acting like street kids anyway. The whole time their minds is mentally altered. They ain't acting like street children. There ain't nobody in the streets. But people with altered memories, mental impairment people. Everybody that's in the streets has mental impairments going on. 9 times out of 10.
You're right.
They're sleeping on the street. The people that's homeless has mental impairments.
Everybody in the street is lost. So if you throw the kids out, you expel them, you put them on the street, they're going to still be lost because there's no. They're on drugs. They're on drugs. Why? Because now their anxiety and their panic attacks then rise so greatly that now they needed something to numb that pain. Yes, because they don't know what to do. Exactly. So it was easier to find $10 to numb the pain for a day than it was easier to find the help to last them a long life expectancy.
And to crawl up in that cardboard box and go to sleep rather than somebody saying, you go sleep over there in the corner, but you up out of here in the morning.
So I'm in it to get them from the very beginning. If they get mentally impaired, by the time they're in kindergarten, the questionnaire will be in place. Whatever child at this point that I can go ahead and I can go in and save, I'm going to go ahead and do whatever I have to do. The child that I just saved, her grandparent that's actually raising her right now is a physician. And she did not know which way to go. So I had to prove myself to her. Because when the school said that she was denied the IEP or the 504 plan from the child study team, I said, tell her you have legal documentation stating that this child has mental impairment by a psychologist. And that you will be reaching out to the state to file a legal lawsuit against them. The email that came in next was that the child study team will see them. Yes. And now the child will be getting the help. But she didn't have that help at the beginning. They was labeling the child as a behavioral child. She has multiple suspensions. They was labeling this little girl as everything that they could label her in school. And it's the same people that were supposed to be advocating for her. They knew her mom passed away from cancer. They knew her father was murdered. But they turned the blind eye and didn't care about none of that. They just wanted her to act accordingly to all the other kids. How? She ain't had no healing.
Little girl, right.
She's mentally impaired.
Yes.
What are different reasons that can cause mentally impairment?
Suffering from trauma. Something that they can't leave the mind. Something that can't leave the mind reoccurs in the mind, reoccurs in the mind, reoccurs in the mind, it goes into the subliminal mind, and it becomes them. It starts causing health effects. It starts giving you that heavy breathing, the panic attacks, going into anxiety, want to shelter away, or what kids do, the first sign of grieving is anger.
Losing your best friends.
But children go into anger. They want to go into rage. They hurting. They want somebody to feel their pain.
That's trauma.
Who's going to feel their pain? Everybody. Nobody's excluded. How are they supposed to move forward if now they want them? Your mom passed away. Oh, well, keep it moving. How? How can you expect a child to keep it moving? They didn't even, y'all ain't even explaining what was cancer. How did it take them away in the first place? That's crazy. I'm here to change that. Y'all can't have children that's mentally impaired in the school. Well, then now I'm here to say that since y'all can't have them in the school, then y'all going to provide us resources while they sitting out of school then. Or make it half day. If they need to go to see a psychologist, let them check out half a day.
Right.
And go see the psychologist outside of the school. But when they come back, they're going to keep on coming back, rehabilitated into the school system and give the education. And I bet you them numbers at Woodrow Wilson's will increase on graduation day. We won't have just 100 kids or 50 out of the 100 kids graduating from out of Woodrow Wilson.
Wow.
We won't have 30 children that sat there and left. Some of them don't have no support at all. They just coming in there because they said every child should be in there, or they come in there for the free meal. Let me come in there for the free meal. Let me talk to a few of my friends.
Or
see
just
what
to
they
get
doing.
Out of the house. Just to get out of the house.
So and then the parents is tired too. At one point, I was so desperately tired, I was ready to check out. I was tired. I was just tired. You know what I'm saying? I got trauma kids. I'm going through trauma myself. I ain't getting no help. Nobody, all these resources, and everybody had us signed up, but nobody was knocking on the door. I was tired. But I thank God that he had me stand up and say, you know what? Heal yourself and go back and go heal everybody else. And start from the very beginning. Start from the very beginning. You know what to do. Get the questionnaire in there. You know what to do. Get that legal documentation in place. You know what to do. Enforce it. That's why I'm coming with authority, because I'm enforcing it. And I have 2 paralegals that's in place. And then I have a special needs lawyer that's in place. A civil action lawsuit can be put in place very fast.
Nobody's playing games. She is not playing games no more. Nobody's not playing no games.
I'm not playing games.
Okay?
No more.
Y'all can talk about it. You're going to have to be about it, okay?
Yeah.
Because this is some real stuff.
Right. And I'm not I'm not throwing this out there because I want to have a name for myself.
This is not open mic.
I've been through it. I lived through it. I'm still going through it, you know?
It's hurt.
So I'm going through it now because not only am I taking my own children out of that aspect, I'm helping other children out.
It's got to be a way. We got to win in this world, everybody. It's all about the kids. I did have something prepared, but I'm going to, you know what? I'm actually going to save it for next week. It was a small reading on what God said if you wanted to have a child. and your responsibilities of the child.
If you want, let's go back to my book, Era the Beginning.
Go to your book. We got about 10 minutes.
Era the Beginning, right? This is a book about the start of my life, right? Let's go to the introduction. Say this book is based on true life events. It was created to bring awareness to how trauma can not only have long physical effects, but very intense mental effects called post-traumatic stress disorder, also known as PTSD. As we journey through Era the Beginning, which is one out of 3 books, you will get a glimpse of some of the direct effects of trauma. The word era is defined as a place and time in someone's life. As in the graphic in this book, you will notice that the line running through the word era, this line is known as a symbol to cross out an error made. That's what they're doing to these kids. They're crossing them out. In this book, you will quickly find out how both era and error can be joined as one. Take this journey travel through this little girl's life filled with mental anguish and trauma. Era, a period of time marked by distinctive character events, etc. Era is a mistake. PTSD is a disorder in which a person has difficulty recovering after experiencing or witnessing a terrifying event. It's right there, people. PTSD symptoms have intense, disturbing thoughts, feelings related to their experience that last long after the traumatic event has ended. They may relive the event through flashbacks or nightmares. They may feel sadness, fear, or anger, and they may feel detached or estranged from other people. It's right here. That's the definitions right there. Era the Beginning. You can find this on Amazon, or I have some books on hand. And my name is Mogul Queen. You can go onto my Facebook page. I have plenty of topics. I could run down a lot of these different topics
all day long, every day. Go on the live, children. Go on.
I am the advocate for all children. I advocate for all children. All children all around the world. This is an international agency.
Did you get the other book that I
Yes,
I think I want to give you the rest of those books instead of.
I'm going internationally with this because children need to be reformed early, not reformed after they had long lists of going through incarcerations, through all kind of abuse, more stuff added on stuff. So then you call it reform when they coming out of incarceration at 40 and 50 years old.
Right.
They can reform themselves at that point. They already old and frail and been through so much. They already know they're gonna go home and lock themselves away because they already been institutionalized. Their mind has already been more disturbed than they can think of, so they going home. My father just told me today. You know, my biological father, if you read the book, you'll notice I didn't grow up with my biological father. He did 36 years of incarceration. He said, Mom, I didn't notice until now that I was really institutionalized. He been out of jail for 5 years now, and it took him 5 years to notice that he was institutionalized and that he cannot grow out of his institution, he said. So he literally
that's how he lives, and he thought that's the way it was to live. Yeah, boy.
He literally lives in his home like he's still in jail. Come on, man. It's there.
That's crazy.
It's there.
Yeah.
I'm giving you all facts. There's nothing. None of this is opinion. It's all facts.
It's all facts.
It's all facts. Let me see.
Yeah, we got about 10 minutes more. We're gonna wind this thing up. Thank you for coming, sir. We got a few things here.
What's your boy Paper Man back with a bag of bags.
Yeah, get your ass in there, man. You got 10 minutes to say something.
All right, so I got caught up at the studio, laying some tracks, and I got thrown on a third track.
Tell these people to get in here.
So make sure y'all get in here. You know what I'm saying? We got the free tickets.
I got
you be a part of the show. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna have some more giveaways. You know what I'm saying? Soon. So make sure y'all get in here.
Yes.
We got t-shirts.
Oh, we got t-shirts too? Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's yours. We
got
okay. T-shirts. We got all kinds of stuff.
T-shirts.
Tell them we got
nice small
even
too.
if they that'll go
nice.
with that.
Okay. My bucket is low. You know what I'm saying? My bucket is low.
We doing things. We got a couple hats, you know what I mean?
Yes,
we doing we got the hat things going on or whatever. I got a green one. I'm rocking.
Get down with
like
me.
the green one.
Get down with me.
I can't.
Crazy. It got paper in there.
Y'all really have to rewind this live and go back and get some information. If y'all know anybody that could benefit from the research, a child, give them straight my information.
That's for you.
You know, I have release forms. Somebody is a parent or guardian. Let me go ahead and talk to them. Let me do the reforming from right now. Let me get them the services they need at the international consultant agency called Mogul Queen, resource agency. Let's go. It's free. I'm not charging anybody. I do accept donations though because nothing runs on air.
Yeah, I see it. Nothing runs on air. You know.
Come on. Rewind this live. I'm about to end it so y'all can go back and y'all can get this information because I always come through WCMD with a Mogul moment, giving them a moment in my time, what I'm doing, what I'm fighting for, what I'm advocating for, what I'm being a philanthropist for, what I'm doing. I'm putting authority in and getting kids the resources they need. They need, they need it right away. It's a crisis, and at the end of the day, they need it right away.
Right, facts.
It is, and we thank everybody for coming in with us today. I know, it seems like we want to go longer, but Redskins is playing the Eagles. Okay, excuse me, Washington football team. I can't get out of the Redskins because I'm a fan. Washington, we're back from the COVID. Okay, like I said, I'm a Washington football team fan. I'm about 30 minutes away from this place. 30. I'll be there in 20. I'll be there in 20. We kicking off at 7 p.m. So we about to get up out of here to make sure that y'all watch that game.
And you look out for Goldie too.
It's crucial.
Oh yeah.
Look out for Goldie. She actually, I want to acknowledge that she actually.
Come on.
I had actually purchased some shoes from her.
From Goldie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She my fashion designer when it comes to shoes. I got a couple of style shoes from her. Listen, when I come through big.
All
and
right.
I came through with them shoes, and every man that I came across told me them shoes was sexy.
Okay.
On my feet. They was like, "That's some sexy shoes." I said, "Thank you." I said, "That's Camden. That's what Camden's Finest give you. Some sexy shoes."
What size shoe you wear? Me too. Yeah.
Yes.
I got some shoes on to get rid of.
Yeah, she do hair.
Oh,
she design you. Listen, she a one-stop shop. Just come on through. You gonna leave out of there all the way done up. Hold on, look. Now they done left me the whole little thing. You gonna leave out of there all done up. One-stop shop. Hair, clothes, shoes. All of it is authentically her. She going to style you and put you out there.
Get some money, honey.
And she also had places y'all could go. Oh, come on. Look out for Goldie.
That's right. You're doing all kinds of stuff because entrepreneurial success is very important to us here at WCMD and the Comfort Level Podcast, Mogul Queen Consulting, and MME Entertainment. And do you have a name for you? It's just MMA.
No, it's just Goldie.
It's just Goldie. It's just Goldie. Okay, so you need to get in contact with Goldie. All of us are on Instagram, Facebook. We're all over. So it's not hard. If anything that you heard on this podcast that you want to get in contact with, but you just forgot the name or you forgot whatever, just contact me or Papers. Just contact one of us and we'll let you know who it is. But we're going to take you out with a song that Papers like. We're going to take you out with a song that Papers like. And we thank everybody for tuning in to the Comfort Level Podcast. Back with a banger in the Red Carpet Music Series. Don't forget to get your free entry tickets, your VIP tickets.
Check out the style, we get critical, no incidentals. I'm in the physical, breaking it down by the syllable. This is the visual, giving it to you like Moors and pictures. Peanut butter up, I made the letters connect like Ace with an ace, Pacoon with a Lego, two that an egg go, yo. Summer been brought up on top of the muffle, the pot like the doors on the belly, the sound of the smoke got the loud in the air. You be smelling the zip on the outside of this, better bulletproof tips. Bang at the ear, cause my eyes so clear, better tiptoe here when you get so near. Take off and disappear, I don't know what to wear. Check when I land, when I clear. I am that alien now, really not human, that's built with impeccable sound. Looking like spaceship when I go 8 shit, zigzagging around in your town. Castle rocking in the car, I go triple hard, I can set the bar, I can set it off, set a echelon as far as you can see. That's the meaning of a winning me. In that Bentley music, that's 200, 300 down. People I'm pimping, I'm whipping it out. My whole attire is matching the style. I'm smoking that Bentley music, that's 200, 300 down. People I'm pimping, I'm whipping it out. All of my women, they matching the style. I'm smoking that Bentley music, that's 200, 300 down. People I'm pimping, I'm whipping it out. My whole attire is matching the style. I'm smoking that Bentley music, that's 200, 300 down. People I'm pimping, I'm whipping it out. All of my women, they match up the style. Versace, Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Birkin, and they look inspired. I'm buying and selling this one that I'm selling. These people is buying. You try to rob me in that riot, pump spit up, I'm fire with firing. I'm Diesel with 7, my shirt is Versace, you looking to watch me. The choke at the top of my Timberland boots and my bucket is low. I'm keeping it live, but bury the belt and I Louis the eyes. Louis the eyes, see how I live what you see. I go against odds, the man of the year. The number one uno, I take on a sumo. Wrestler, hit you a heck of the disrespecting you. Let it be known, this is me in the zone, waving the throne. Starting no brother this season as well. Flipping through hoping I throw you a bone. Middle finger flicking, leave me alone. Cronin, I carry to tell you the bone. I lay your ass slump, dead on your throne. I carry the torch when I bury your bone. That Bentley music, that's 200, 300 down. Poker like pimping, I'm whipping it out. My whole attire is matching the style. I'm swooping that Bentley music, that's 200, 300 down. Poker like pimping, I'm whipping it out. All of my women, they match up the style. I'm swooping that Bentley music, that's 200, 300 down. Poker like pimping, I'm whipping it out. My whole attire is matching the style. I'm swooping that Bentley music, that's 200, 300 down. Poker like pimping, I'm whipping it out. All of my women, they match up the style. Don't make it despicable, so it's a ritual. This is not typical. When I inflict on you, make you a victim. So watch how I spit on you, kick you, drop it. This music that did to you. I am a light speed ahead of you. Yes, I'm incredible, cause I know all of my vegetables. This is the part I just step on you.